Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy Network. Thank you for being here. You can be anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here. So for that, I want to say thank you. Okay. We're going to get down to business, okay? Because when I tell you my closet needs to be clean, my life closet needs to be clean. So for some of you, you guys are trying to figure out what does that mean. Please meet Reverend Corbie Mitleid. Reverend Corbie Mitleid. I said it. Yes. Corbie has always been a different one, right? But check this out. She's also a New Yorker. And y'all know how I feel about my New Yorkers. Okay, so she's a writer, a visionary, in a complete medical family. Her father, a doctor, her mother, a nurse, her brother's a doctor. So she decided to go her own path in life, right? Because so often, you know, we follow our family's plan. If the father's a doctor or a teacher, we want to do the same thing, or we're told this is what we need to do. I give her the fact that she had the balls not to do that and to strike out on her own. She left an Ivy League university after 2 years. She struck out to find joy and purpose lived, how she should live her life and how others should live their life, regardless of what she sought or what she thought she should do. So the Women Are Worthy Network, we are so honored to have the one and only Reverend Corbie Mitleid. Hello.
It's great to be here, Jacqueline. Thanks for asking.
Let me tell you, when I tell you right about now, because think about this, spring is here, spring cleaning. So now we all need to clean out that life closet because, you know, I think physically we're cleaning out our homes, we're getting rid of stuff. But I think so often people forget that we have stuff in here and in here that needs to be cleaned. Okay. Let me preach.
Yes, ma'am.
So my question to you is, through your journey, why did you choose this path?
I chose this path because I think in my pre-birth plan is all about change. When you live, you have an incarnation, change is your only constant. What I learned is when you run toward change instead of away from it, you may not be able to control it, but you can dance with it. And it doesn't have to be awful. It's part of living the examined life. What's that mean? Let's say something is happening that you really don't want to have to deal with. In my case, it was 3 bouts of breast cancer. Well, you gotta. So the examined life is, this is what's happening. What do I learn from it? For me particularly, then how do I teach with it? And the magic word, next. You can't get stuck in your story. Let's take the idea of your bookshelf. Do you read the same book over and over again? No, you read it, put it away, and you grab the next one. That's your life. Too many people say, hi, my name is Marianne, and I'm a cancer survivor, even if it was 14 years ago. I don't introduce myself as, hi, I'm Corbie, and I was the 1973 Betty Crocker homemaker of Tomorrow from New Jersey. I was, but it's not who I am now. So the idea of cleaning out your life closet is getting rid of all those things that you aren't anymore and that don't support you. Clarity, adaptability, simplicity, making friends with stress are the big helpers.
You know, I love what you're talking about because I say we're all the same. You have to start refocusing those negative Nellies. You have to start thinking positive thoughts, and because you want to get well, you want to be healthy. How can one get unstuck? Because it's easier. People say it's easy. It's not easier said than done. I think it is. You just have to do the work and learn how to unlearn your way of thinking.
There are 3 questions that have gotten me through just about every situation in life. 3 bouts of breast cancer, 2 divorces, the death of my parents. And the questions are as follows. What am I X about? And X is your emotion. Afraid, sad, mad, depressed, confused. Why am I X about that? And the question we never ask ourselves, what do I think would happen if I stopped being X about that? Stimulus, belief, response. When you change your belief, your world changes. Okay? Let me use an example. Let's say it's raining out. Rain is neutral. Rain doesn't care. Rain rains. And you got a guy down on, all right, Georgia, St. Simon's Island. And he's there for a week with his kids, and it's going to rain all week. I'm up here in upstate New York, and I'm working in my office, and I go, rain, I don't care. The farmers in Schoharie County have had a drought for 6 weeks. They're dancing in the mud. But the rain is the rain is the rain. So what happens? The guy in St. Simon's Islands decides, I've always wanted to show my kids the Marx Brothers. So we're going to have a Marx Brothers marathon. Maybe we can't go outside to the beach, but we can do this. So he decides he's going to be happy about it. I still don't care. And there's one farmer in Schoharie who says, if it only had been 2 more weeks, I would have gotten a big insurance payout. So he's mad at the rain, but it's still the rain. Right. So that's the key. When you decide how you are going to react, everything changes.
Okay, let me put this out there, because you guys know I'm all about transparency, and it's not a badge of honor. It's just who I am. I'm all about transparency. When I learned to embrace whatever is happening, it's almost like, it's almost like I just glide through things, because I notice when you're fighting, blood pressure and all these kind of things are happening to your body. But when I embrace it, because I've been in situations where all hell is breaking loose. All hell is breaking loose. I choose to look at life as, for me, I don't look at life as the glass half empty or half full. I look at life as, give me the damn pitcher. I'll pour it in the glass my own damn self. Let me control it. So things that I can't control, like the rain, and I'm trying to tell my friends is, if it's raining outside and you want to wear whatever it is you want to wear, still wear it. Because at the end of the day, the flowers, the grass needs the rain. The birds need it so they can get the worms. So let's stop being negative. This is not something to look at in a negative way. So that's how I embrace things when things are happening, because I'm telling you, I've had it where it's just like, where's the positive? Where's positive? But the minute I put a positive spin on whatever is happening, it's not happening to me. It's happening for me. It's teaching me something. Everything is a lesson. And I'm willing to learn from you today, because I'm all about being teachable. That's what I'm looking to do, because you're an expert in your field. And I want other women and men to understand that so much is going around in the world today. People are dying. What do we take from this? How do we embrace this? What do we take? So honey, you got a fan right now. You got a fan, because I'm loving you.
All right, then I'm going to give you something else to play with.
Okay.
You got to learn how to be a happy Martian detective. Now, what's this? Let's say that you and I were sitting together and there was water coming out of your eyes. I would probably say, Jack, why are you crying? But I could be wrong. Now, a Martian who doesn't know anything about humans comes down in his little ship with the instructions, learn everything you can about the human race. So the Martian gets out and he toddles up to you with a big smile and he goes, why is there water coming from your eyes? And the Martian might get a better answer than I would, because maybe your contact lenses are bugging you.
Exactly.
Maybe you have allergies, or maybe there's an emotional basis. And when you learn to do that, coupled with the examined life, I want to give you a brilliant example.
Okay.
There was a man, married, had a kid. He was in a bad car accident and they put him back together, but his face looked like spin art. So he was terribly embarrassed. And he'd walk around kind of like this all the time. But he was still married, still had his kid. So one night he was putting his daughter to bed, and she grabs his face and smushes it next to hers and says, this would be a great picture, but it would be better if it was mommy's face in the picture. Now, old him would have gone, oh my God, even my daughter thinks I'm hideous. Lifelong trauma. But he learned, ask the question, be the Martian. So he looked at her and said, why would it be a better picture if mommy's face were in the picture? She just backs up and looks at him and says, because mommy can't hold the camera still and you take good pictures. Boom. Years of trauma gone for asking one question. questions aren't signs of doubt. They are ability to crystallize what we know.
Right. Because I can't read your mind. And the best thing in order, because what I try to do for me and in my life, I don't want to assume. We know what assumption does. I don't, because I love my odd couple. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to know. So what I take from this situation is what you told me. If I still don't understand, I'm going to ask for clarity until I do, because, you know, you could be, what you're saying, it may not penetrate. And then until I understand what you're saying, and we're on the same love language, so to speak. So I agree with you on that. And that's what I've done. And for me in my life, and I would say, I'm not going to say I was born like this. It took years of, you know, teaching and finding self-help books and trying to find out, who is Jackie Charles? Who is Jackie? What does Jackie want out of life? I have a clarity now in what I will accept and what I won't accept. I don't tolerate negativity. I don't tolerate it. The minute you're like that, you need to go. Okay, because I'm all about positivity and how we can make whatever incident, how can we make that into something positive, or learn from it. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
I muted the mic so
I
you
saw
can fill out the ears of all your buddies.
I saw that. So my question that I want to talk to you about, so many people, I believe, are having a lot of, they believe, mental issues. And I think a lot of it, not all, I know they're on medication, I think can be solved because it's also trauma that happened in their life. Like for me, I've gone through sex trafficking, and I tell people, your past does not have to define your future.
Not at all.
It doesn't have to. You don't have to look like what you've been through, because people are like thrown off when I tell them, and they're like, and I don't know what they expect me to look like, and not expect me to get up every day and smile, because they're like, I can't believe that, because you don't look like you were sex trafficked. You don't look like you were homeless. And again, we have to unlearn things, so I want to throw that in your court. Like, what is it? Why are we stuck on what a person looks like or how they should look?
Because we are judged from the moment we grow up. I joke, I say that I will give $50 cold cash to anybody who can legitimately say, I have never read or bought a self-help book. We all have. And my first one was in 1968 when I was 13. And to this day, I remember the paragraph. First paragraph. Judy has a groovy wardrobe. Judy has fab makeup and her hair is far out. But nobody likes Judy because Judy's fat. So in one paragraph, you're taking this young teenager and you are drilling into her mind, nothing you do is good enough if you don't look like what we tell you have to look like. And that is the poison of self-help. It doesn't let you become you. You have to fight for that.
And that's why I wish more women, because we have those ads on Madison Avenue, and we have women now who are empowered to make these decisions. And I find it disturbing that everyone must be, or they're still looking for a size 6. Yeah, they're looking for curvy, or they're looking for everyone to look like one of the Kardashians, and I don't want the younger generation to believe they have to get the butt injections, they have to get the boob job, and that's tearing down, and then we start tearing each other apart, and it has to stop. When are we going to start loving ourselves? And I'll put it out there. Earlier, I was talking to Reverend Corbie, and I was telling her that, I'm very conscious of my breasts because I have big breasts, and I'm learning now to embrace it, because I would wear bigger clothes. I'm learning now to embrace it. So now I kind of understood what Jessica Simpson was going through when she was younger with her dad. And, so now I'm embracing it, because as we said, if I had a choice, what would I choose? And this is what I choose. So now, a lot of people are paying for this. So why not embrace it? And this is just something small. It's something minute. Why was I making it so big of a thing,
Because we are taught to be victims. We are taught from those self-help books, We know nothing about ourselves, and we must listen to the experts. And the whole victimhood, I mean, look at the reality shows. Generally, the victims are the ones that get the big rewards. Here's, I'm someone, I've had a terrible life, and, you know, it's just awful, awful. We'll give you a $2 million house.
Yeah.
But someone who works hard, is normal, isn't suffering, oh, yeah, we're not interested in you. But you see, that's reality shows. I was offered a reality show, and I lost it because they said, so, and we'll tell everyone, nobody can do what you do, and you're so unique. I said, but that's a lie. All my life I have said, I'm not special. You can do what I do, because that's what I believe. We're all wired like the same house plan. We can all do psychic work. And they said, oh, well, we're not interested. Well, fine, because I'm not going to go on a program and lie to millions. I value my own truth more than that. And I don't care what you look like, what you do, what your identity is. If it's yours and you believe it, don't you let anyone change it. Okay? This is not, if you're Republican, don't become a Democrat. This is, if you are same gender bent and you know it, don't you let anybody tell you it's wrong, it's bad, you're crazy. You hold to that. It is your identity. It is who you are. And you are just as entitled to it as anyone else.
What would you like to tell women out there? Because we have this push about it's the year of the woman, or the years of the women now, because the tides have changed. But have they really changed? Have they really, really changed? Because, you see one thing that's great and you see other things that, that are questionable. My goal is, I created this platform because when I was talking to a couple of people and I would ask them, well, who's your role model? It would be celebrities. And I said, you know what? We have celebrities in our community, and they do sign autographs because they sign a check. So that's an autograph. So why are we not leaning into the people in our community who are making and doing great things? It's all about celebrityism, things like that because of television. So I want people, so I created this platform. So it's a positive space that we can speak about, be transparent and speak about things, share things, love on each other, no competition. It's how to compliment each other, giving women their roses and just telling them how great they are. Because I think we need that, amongst one another. We really need something like this.
We have to dismantle the bitchcraft.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
I mean, I prefer to think of the idea bitch means babe in total control of herself. But bitchcraft is we're taught to cut each other down as if there's not enough. We are enough. You said, how deeply does it go? I hate to say it, but it's the difference between buttercream icing and fondant icing. It's still the same cake underneath. We got so much to do. And it may take generations, especially at this point. The United States is going to be truly multicultural within 20, 30, 40 years. And the former majority is terrified. It's like a cornered rabid dog and it's striking out. So right now it looks very difficult. But we have to keep the fight. I mean, look, I'm 67. I do not think I'm going to live to see what I want to see. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to work for it.
Right.
I am an elder now. I will support the Gen X, the millennials, the Gen Zs, because it's their world now, not the boomers' world. And it will be possible for people who see who we are heart deep, gut deep, to embrace the differences, honor the differences, not be scared of the differences.
Exactly. What I've learned to do, Reverend Corbie, And it just popped in my head one day, and now I have the people, because I call my tribe, people who support us, who watch our shows. They're part of our tribe, the Women of Worthy Network tribe. So what I've done is I started this thing a while back where if I see a woman, I definitely go up to a woman that I've never met. She's a stranger, and I go up to her and I'm like, man, you're beautiful. Man, your eyes are gorgeous. Or your legs. What are you doing to get your legs like that? Because I've noticed so many women are not getting compliments. So many women have low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And it's good to see. So instead of just saying it, I said, let me also do it. So I just woke up one day and I started giving women compliments. At first, when I would say, ma'am, can I say something to you for a second? The shoulders are up like, what the hell does she want? Yes. And the minute I give the compliment, the shoulders go down, they roll back. The smile is from ear to ear. And I see the difference. So I told my community, let's start giving women compliments, not just each other. Go out when you're in the supermarket, when you're wherever you are, the wait staff. And also, if you have a good wait staff, don't just tip and say, that's great. Ask the manager to come over and give the manager the compliment. So that's what I've done. And I've been doing it for the last several years because, you could be having a crummy day, and just hearing your boss give you that compliment, it does a world of wonder. We carry, as women, we're nurturers. We carry so much on our shoulders that we need to somehow just give each other roses.
Yes, we still need to work so that the bosses will give us the raises, not the roses,
of course.
roses for each other. Absolutely.
So how can we make that connection to start supporting each other? Because as you said, we have to dismantle the bitchcraft and the haterade, as I call it, because instead of being jealous of someone, let's say, I think her legs are gorgeous, and say like, oh my God, who does she think she is? I am that kind of person to say, hey, how did you get your legs like that? When I'm in the gym or I'm walking and I'm like, how did you get your legs like that? And you would be amazed how they're willing to share their story with you. But instead of keeping that bitchcraft, like, who does she think she is? And she thinks she's cute. I don't subscribe to stuff like that,
Nope. And one of the other ways, you used a word that's so important. I'm going to sneeze again.
God bless you. Ooh, God bless you. Don't bring your brains out. God bless you.
Allergy season.
Okay.
Oh my God, their face is so red. A lot of times people say, how can I help you? And we don't even hear that word anymore. I never use it. When someone is going through something tough, what I say to them is, how can I support you? Support is the magic word. When you say, how can I support you? It means that the other person has been heard. You know that they need help. You know that they need encouragement, but you're asking them what flavor they want. It's like when someone is seriously ill, you might want a basket of chocolates and a teddy bear. They might want cans of Campbell tomato soup and a book of dirty jokes. So don't give them the chocolates and the teddy bear. That's not their thing. Give them what they want. How many times do we need something and somebody doesn't know us? They don't listen to us. So they give us what would make them happy. And it means they don't see us.
And hear us, because I tried this experiment once where we're always asking, how you doing? How you doing? And I remember I said it to 5 people. I'm not doing too well. I need support. They're not hearing because they're still talking. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Did you hear what I just said? So what I'm learning and what I'm implementing in my life is to stay in the presence. Yes. Not to talk to you present, not to talk to you and write or talk to someone, make notes, yes, but not to, hey, I'm on the phone, because this is what I've said all along. Multitasking is not cute anymore. Multitasking, in my opinion, it's not something that we should brag about anymore, because you're not focused on what's in front of you or the task at hand. If you're doing 5 or 3 different things at the same time, you're not giving them 100%. So I'm telling you, Reverend, I took the S off my chest. I took the J off my chest, the W off my chest. I don't want to be Superwoman, Wonder Woman. I'm not doing that anymore. It's one thing at a time. That's what I'm doing.
When we multitask, we miss life. We do.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
You know, one of the things about Zen is what they call one-pointed focus. When you're chopping a vegetable, you are completely focused. The scent of the vegetable comes up, and you see how the knife slides through, and you see the slices just fall gently. And if you're doing that while you're talking on the phone and telling your child, I'll see you in 10 minutes, you've missed the whole thing.
Exactly.
You've missed the joy.
I love that. I love that. When we multitask, we miss life. And that is so true. So I'm having a lot of resistance when I tell people I'm not multitasking. I'm on the phone with you. And they're like, well, can you? No. One thing at a time, because I want to. And I used to be the queen of multitasking. I'm sure we all have been. But I realized I'm busting my butt doing 3 things at one time. And when I'm completed that task and I look at each task, I'm like, gosh, I could have done that better had I only just one thing at a time. We're living in such a world where we're moving so fast.
I know. And it's given us a very bad habit. We all have it. When someone is saying something to us, about half of what they're saying is that we're already formulating our answer. So we're not listening. The best formula I know of is you listen with both ears and your whole heart. And if you have to wait a second after they finish, it's not like radio and it's dead air. You think for a moment and then you respond completely focused. What a huge difference that would make in the world.
It's true, because we're so busy. Because, when I'm interviewing or having conversations with people, I want them to finish their thought. I digest it, then have a conversation, then go like tennis, like a tennis game. Not just, okay, I have 15. That's why I don't do the questions, because let me rush and do this. Let me rush and do. No, because then if we need to do a second interview, we can schedule that, because we didn't get through this whole thing that we said we wanted to complete. I just want to live life. For me, what has been less stressful, I want to live life in the moment. I want to be present. I want to be purposeful. I want to be a good servant. That word I struggled with, the word servant, for so many years. And then I realized I am here to serve. I'm here to, there's things that I want to put out in the atmosphere. And I have no problems doing that. But the word, because my ego, Reverend, my ego was a bitch. And I had to realize, let go the ego, release.
Do you remember what Wayne Dyer used to say about ego? Ego stands for edging God out.
He's my favorite guy. And that's what I was doing. Because I thought that I was superior. I can handle things. I was a revenge queen. Then I learned about karma, and it doesn't matter what happens to you. At the end of the day, you just live a purposeful life, a good life. That don't worry about what someone has done to you. Just keep the blinders on. Keep walking that godly, that spiritual path. It was hard for me, but I realized I got out of my own way.
When you realize karma is not bad and good, carrot and stick.
Right.
Karma is, as far as we've learned, 5 things: unbalanced energy, which is a neutral; healing, service, contrast, and healing of beliefs. I love to take the story of Ryan White. If you remember Ryan, he was the kid in the 1980s who had AIDS.
Yes.
And it was very early.
Yes.
And people didn't really know how to deal with it. So he was bullied out of school. His family was a pariah. And some people would think, oh, he must have had terrible karma. Look what happened. But listen. On the other side of the pond, you had Elton John drinking and drugging and basically killing himself. But then he made friends with Ryan. Loved his family.
Yes.
Played at his funeral. Ryan's inspiration got him to get clean and sober, which he has been for over 30 years. And then He created the Elton John AIDS Foundation, which since then has raised $500 million for AIDS and HIV research worldwide. Ryan lived a life with a karma of service.
Exactly. He was, and I remember when I used to watch him as a little kid, he was always positive. It wasn't like, oh, this happened to me and I'm going to die. He knew that his life was all about service, and he was so positive. And I'm like, wow, he was so intelligent. I'm like, this alien form that we have here, this angel that we have here was teaching me something, you know. And I was so in awe of this young man, so in awe of him.
And that's why non-judgment is the way to go. You do not know why someone chose a difficult life.
Right.
You don't know why they volunteered to come down and work on this. You don't know what they will learn from this difficult life that they will then share with others and change their lives for the better.
That's true. And I think, you know, and I always say on this show, it's a non-judgment show, because you nailed it. You nailed it when you said that, because people are telling me what I used to do in the past, my occupation, world's occupation. Why would I leave that, making that kind of money, to do this? But what I've gone through has taught me I need to go back, talk to children, talk to adults, you know, share my story, share my journey on why I'm like this, you know, because people think that, you know, when something happens to someone, oh, you know, they don't understand the journey that they've gone through, you know, to be an advocate. Everyone has a story. Everyone has a story.
They do.
And I think we have to start sharing our story, not just to help yourself, but to help other people.
It's not about look at me, look at me. It's about look at you and how are you going to change?
Exactly. Exactly. You are, let me tell you, when I say you're freaking amazing. So cleaning out the closet, cleaning out your life closet, you know, has helped me. Just the title of that has helped me navigate through certain things since I've met you. And I love what you're doing. So what books do you have out that you want to put out there so we can get people to start buying more books and stuff like that? What books do you have out there?
Wait a minute.
Sure.
Your sound was okay. So
yeah. What books do you have out there that we can, you know, we want our family, our tribe to purchase?
Oh, I definitely want to tell you about that. I'm glad I heard. All right. Number 1, my friends, clean out your life closet. Number 2, The Psychic Yellow Brick Road, How to Find the Real Wizards and Avoid the Flying Monkeys. That's specifically, look, people go to art museums and they don't necessarily want to sculpt or paint, but they want to enjoy it. So that is specifically for those people who want to use intuitive consulting, but don't need to read themselves. That's the point. And for all of you who want to be intuitive counselors, who want to help people, healing, all of that, that's the book that I wrote about being 18 years on the road, 45 weekends a year, 45,000 miles a year on the car, and my nickname was the Travel Channel. Well, I'm 67 and I'm not going back on the road. So here's everything I know. Go be brilliant. Go have fabulous careers.
You know, the fact that you're giving people the permission, because people don't like to give themselves permission, but to give yourself permission to be brilliant, to be authentic, to be yourself. That's just a wonderful feeling, because we know we should do it, but somehow we're waiting for permission to do this. Why?
You know, the old saying, better forgiveness than permission. I say, what if you were a puppy? If you were waiting for permission to go out and do your business, they would have a wet carpet. But if you just run out the dog door and you take care of things and come back, well, then they say, bad dog, shouldn't have gone out, but you're feeling better. It's that simple. So with me, I didn't wait for permission to do my life's work. Some people in my family do not like what I do. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. You may think that if you wish, but I'm going to do this. Maybe next time we'll come to an agreement.
And this is so fulfilling when you live your purpose.
Mhm.
It's fulfilling because I tell people, and you hear it over and over again, when you do what you love, the money will follow.
Yes.
Don't do it for the money. Do it because if you think about something you would do without getting paid, if you won $1 million and you would do something else without getting paid, if you do what you love truly, truly, and then you have to speak affirmations and you just have to walk into your purpose because right now we really need this because of what's going on now. We have a war now. It's going to be, let's just face it, we're not going to go back to how things used to be, so let's forget about that. It's always going to be one thing after another.
Mm-hmm. 2019, we will look at the way people looked at 1913, the year before World War I. It was never that way again.
Mm-hmm.
But again, run toward change. Don't run away from it because it will catch you. Learn to dance with it. Find out who you're going to be now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have it kicking me in my booty anymore. So I'm running towards it. I'm embracing it. I was talking because today I did my walk and there was a full moon. So I was talking to the moon and praying and just, while I was out there, because I just love when the moon's out there, especially when it's a full moon.
Mm-hmm.
And just realize that, sometimes it's cleansing. I just love cleansing. I love the grounding because I do grounding as well. And, I don't think people realize it's the little things that's so important in life, whether it's the roses, the grass, the work, just the little things in life. It's not the big things, the car, the house, the high paying job. We have to start appreciating the little things in life in order to get to the big things, in my opinion.
Gratitude bubbles. Find gratitude bubbles. What's that mean? I'm doing the dishes, and all of a sudden I look out on my hayfield and I realize I've got hot water to do my dishes. There was food on the dishes. The cats are snoozing. I have a job I love. I'm safe. That's the gratitude bubble.
Yes.
Start pulling in every small gift that God has given you, and you look at this gorgeous mosaic. Because remember, mosaics are made of tiny bits of beauty for the full picture. Life is a mosaic.
And when the good things happen or bad things, and I don't choose to look at things as bad. I don't want to use the word bad. I am working on getting that out my vocabulary.
How about challenging?
Exactly. Challenges and to overcome, the ability to overcome that. Because this is how I look at life now. This is like another schooling for me.
Yes.
So now I've graduated pre-K. I've graduated kindergarten. I'm now in the first grade. So I'm waiting to, once I graduate that, then I'm going to go to the second, third, fourth, fifth. This is, for me, this is how I equate that. This is another schooling that I'm learning. I'm actually learning, and I'm in the school, whatever. Yeah, right now I think I'm in second grade. I think that's what I said last week. So I'm just continually learning from others such as yourself on how to appreciate life, how to appreciate myself more, and more importantly, how to appreciate others.
And remember, God will not let you flunk.
It's true. It's true. Ooh, I'm getting some pearls of wisdom today. Yes. Yes. It's true. In the school of life, God will not. Hello?
I'm here.
In the school of life, God will not let you flunk.
Mm-mm.
So, what do you want as a takeaway? What would you like to leave as a takeaway?
Where you are right at this moment is perfect. You will choose where you go from here. You can't get it wrong. Even if you can't see your route. If you were driving from New York to LA at night, you couldn't see all the way there. But you've got that light, the headlight, that gets you 100 feet and 100 feet and 100 feet. All you need to do is look at the present moment and move forward. You'll get where you need to go. Guaranteed.
One step at a time. Just take that first step. Just
Yes.
take that step. Let the universe see that you're doing the effort. Because as they say in the Bible, faith without works is dead. So at least take that first. See, I'm learning a lot. Yes, I'm learning a lot.
I'm going to give you my very, very favorite German saying.
Okay.
Begin to weave and God will give the thread.
Begin to weave and God will give the thread. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm learning a lot. Mm-hmm. So, with what do you see yourself next? What's next for you?
What's next for me? Well, now that the world is opening up again a little bit, I'm going to be back on the road a little bit. I will continue to do lots of these podcasts. I love doing podcasts. You can reach people you'd never know. And probably going to work on the next book called The Big Reboot.
Wow. Wow. See, this is such an alignment because I'm all about mind, body, spirit. I'm plant-based and doing plant-based cooking shows and empowerment series and just listening to women such as yourself just drop pearls of wisdom. And that's what we need to share these pearls of wisdom, not just hold it to ourselves. So first of all, I appreciate what you're doing, and I want to give you your roses to let you know that you're doing an awesome job, a phenomenal job, a job that it's almost like being a homemaker and taking care of the kids, because what you're doing is you're taking care of spirits, and that's so important. And these are things that you don't learn in school, that it would be great if we went through this training first, or it was incorporated in school, and then you go out and you live your life lessons, because in school you're learning stuff from a book, but you don't have the life lessons. And then when you go out there and the world kicks you in the butt, you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I need a Xanax. I need this. I need that. So it's good that we have women such as yourself, wonderful spiritual healers and nurturers and educators as yourself. So I wanted to let you know, I am so in awe of what you're doing. I love what you're doing. And I'm sending you bountiful blessings, and 99 times 99 more years for you to continue to do this, because I'm telling you, the world needs us. Listening to you, it's like I'm hearing the earth saying, yes, Ashe, Ashe. That's what I'm hearing, the earth, because we need to put more positive so we can push down the negative stuff that's going on in the world.
Yes.
And unfortunately, in society, they love the salaciousness and the negativity, but I'm going to keep pressing on and push out the positivity, because I know what's going to happen when you put positive out there.
It will beat the negative down. I mean, the old journalism saying used to be, if it bleeds, it leads.
Mm-hmm.
So let's change that.
Mm-hmm. I like that. What is your website again, so we can let people know? What's your website?
Easy. CorbieMitleid.com. That's where you find me.
You are, when I say you're one of those women that I can just listen to them talk and sit at their feet and just listen, because you have to give women, or give people their praises on how they make you feel. I don't care what anyone else says. This is how I feel, because let me tell you what you're doing today, what you're doing right now at this minute, at the hour that we're watching this. You're feeding my soul. There isn't anything more important than feeding my soul, because then my soul will feed my spirit, and my spirit can start feeding other people when they interact with me. Because if my soul is not fed, y'all are screwed. Okay. So I love that you're feeding. It's like I needed this tonight for whatever reason. I felt and I feel like I really need this, on this journey with you. So I want to say thank you for being such a gracious and an awesome person in our tribe. I'm not going to say guest, because you're not a guest anymore. You're in our tribe. I just want to thank you for what you're doing, and I appreciate you. And we definitely would like to have you come back on again, but you're definitely in our tribe, because I got a text from the judge, and the judge says, the adoption has been approved. Okay, the adoption has been approved. So we're family. So I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy Network. We'll be on tomorrow with Lisa Atkins. But again, tune in, support the show. If you want to Cash App us, because there's so many things that we can do with it. It's the Cash App is the Women Are Worthy, women, WOMEN are worthy. And again, please support Reverend Corbie. Please support her. She has awesome books. I put her website out there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at womenareworthy@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. And again, we want to thank everyone. Today is a wonderful Monday. You're going to have a terrific Tuesday, wonderful Wednesday, Turnaround Thursday, fabulous Friday, soothing Saturday, and satisfying Sunday. So, namaste, everyone.